Hello everyone and welcome to the NVIDIA Certification webinar. We have a packed agenda for you today. We'll start off with a few housekeeping items and wanted to see if your experience is as seamless as possible by following the following suggestions. So we recommend that you have a stable internet connection and close any open applications on your device. You should hear some music. If not, please refresh your browser and ensure that your speakers or headset are turned on and the volume is up. If you have any issues, please reach out to us in the Q&A window. We have a Q&A window and you can submit questions at any time. Also, a copy of this presentation will be available in the resource list. Are you having any trouble seeing or hearing the presentation? Again, please close any applications aside from your browser window to ensure the highest quality of streaming. Refresh your browser or try a different browser if the audio still sputters or you see some lag in the slide changes. Again, please let us know in the Q&A if you have any technical issues and we'll try to address them for you. Okay, I'd like to introduce our speakers for today. My name is Marco Alves. I'll be the moderator for this webinar. I work in the certification program at NVIDIA. Joining us also from the certification program is Aisha Hedges and Gary Fluitt. We have three speakers, Amlan Panigrahi, who is a senior AI specialist at Deloitte, Mark Huppert, who is a principal architect and consultant at Computer Center, and Ernest Namdar, who is an NVIDIA training ambassador and a PhD professor at the University of Toronto. Here are the topics we're going to be presenting for you today. We'll start off with a brief overview of the certification program as it stands today, and also highlight some exciting new launches coming. Then we'll move over to the exam experience and what to expect when you start on your certification journey with NVIDIA. We'll then discuss our developer certifications in detail, as well as our AI infrastructure certifications. At the end of the webinar, we'll have a live Q&A for you. Let's start then with a brief program overview and why it's valuable for you to get certified by NVIDIA. First of all, we aim to validate your AI skills. As I'm sure you're aware, certification programs enable companies and enterprises in particular to upskill their workforce for AI. It's also a recruiting facilitator, allowing for hiring managers to best identify the candidates that they want to consider for open positions. Certification programs demonstrate a commitment to continuous learning by the candidates. Also, they allow students to get prepared for the workforce. Here is the current certification offerings from NVIDIA. You'll notice here on this slide that we have two main tracks, and these are focused on distinct target audiences. We have AI infrastructure and AI applications and workloads. So the roles that typically would be interested in AI infrastructure are folks that work in data centers, networking engineers, DevOps, MLOps, data center technicians, anyone really related to bringing up and maintaining AI infrastructure. On the right, this would be where the developers are focused, with certifications covering generative AI and accelerated data science. You'll also notice that we have two tiers available. One is associate, which is an entry-level tier, and then professional, which dives deeper into the technology. So Aisha and Gary will go into the details of each of these further into the webinar. Highlighting here the upcoming certifications that will be launched this year, you'll see that most of them are in the AI applications and workloads track. You'll see that we have professional level exams coming out for Gen AI LLMs and agentic AI. We also have associate level exams for accelerated data science and 2 exams coming out for OpenUSD development. So stay tuned for those launches. Okay, now I'd like to hand it over to Aisha, who will talk to you about the candidate experience on how to register and take an exam through NVIDIA. Aisha, over to you.
All right, thanks, Marco. So our exams are available globally, so you can take it anywhere in the world, and they are proctored remotely. So you can register directly on our certification webpage, and I'll walk you through that workflow. And so the first thing you'll want to do is go to our certification webpage, and we have that link right below. If you find yourself in the NVIDIA training, no problem, just make sure you go to the certification tab, and that will take you to the certification landing page. Once you get there, you'll see the different exams that we have available. Like Marco mentioned, we have exams that are in the infrastructure world as well as developer. And so you can toggle between those 2 tabs to look for the exams between those target audiences. And so once you review that and you select the exam of your choice, you'll click Learn About this certification. And this will take you to the details page. And so this will give you all of the necessary information you need to learn about the exam. So it'll talk about the certification, the duration, the cost, the prerequisites. It will give you the blueprint and the topics, as well as our recommended training. And then more importantly, it also has a free study guide that is available for each of the exam. And so you can download that. And what you'll want to do is just scroll down at the bottom. Each of the page will have a free study guide. You just need to select the exam that you're looking for. All right, next please. Oh, and when you're ready, you'll click that green registration button, and that will take you to our registration page. And so it will take you to our external page Certivers. And the first thing you'll see is you'll need to check your system's compatibility. Like I mentioned, it will be proctored remotely. So we want to make sure that your system is compatible so that on the day of the exam, you don't run into any problems. And so what you'll do, you'll click on that pink button. It will say Launch System Compatibility Test, because what you need is, of course, a computer and a laptop, but you need a microphone, a camera. This is to show that you have a secure room. And you should also be able to screen share your computer. And then the last thing it'll ask you to do, if you don't already have it, is to download the Safe Exam browser. What that does is it will lock down your browser when you start your exam. That way you're not able to open other browsers and you can just focus on the exam that you have started. And so once you've done that, you'll confirm that your system is compatible, and then you'll click Next. All right, and so then it will take you to the page where you can schedule your exam. And so you can pick a date in the future as long as there's a date and time that's available. So you'll pick a date, you'll pick a time, and then you'll click on the next page. And just be very mindful when you're selecting the date and time that you're mindful of the time zone. All right, so this is now where you'll enter your promo code on your payment option. So first, you want to review the terms and conditions as well as the FAQs. I highly recommend reviewing the FAQs before you schedule your exam. So at the end of this webinar, if you're joining us live, we will provide a promo code to give you a discount. And we want to support you in your certification journey and thank you for attending. So we will add the promo code in the chat, and this is where you'll enter that promo code. You'll click apply, and then you'll click credit card, and then that will take you to the payment option. And then once you've entered the payment, that will confirm your exam. Right, so once you've gone through the full registration process, and it's you will get a confirmation email. It will tell you the date and the time of your exam. And so you can schedule in the future. So if you have more time, you can prepare for, you can take that time to prepare for the exam. Make sure that you have the right environment when it's the time for your exam, right? You don't want to take it at the library. You don't want to take it at the beach. You want to make sure you're in a secured room when you're taking this exam. Otherwise, the proctor will say, you don't have a secure exam, we cannot start it. But once you do that, and then you start let's say it's the day of your exam, you start your exam. Once you complete it, you will immediately get the results. So it'll say pass or fail, and it'll also give you a score report. So it'll tell you how you did in each of the topic. And then immediately after that, you will get an email from Credly. So look for that. You will need to accept your badge from Credly. And then from there, you will get your certificate as well as a digital badge. We highly, highly recommend that you share your digital badge on LinkedIn, your professional network. You never know when a recruiter is looking for that badge. And so we highly recommend that you share that. All right, and so that is the certification journey. I'll pass it back to Marco.
Thank you, Isha. Okay, remember that if anything is not clear at all, you're welcome to ask questions in the Q&A and contact us at any time if you have any issues with the exam workflow. Great. Let's move over to Mark Hupert. Mark, you have over 250 certifications, so it's fair to assume that you clearly see value in certifications. Can you tell us, please, why do they matter to you, and what tips would you like to share for preparing for certifications, and especially for NVIDIA certs?
Yes, of course. So certification is a big topic, and I always see it as a personal challenge for the different topics. So it is basically an investment into your career. So based on time and money, I also use it as prove it that you can do it. And Marco, you already mentioned, and Aisha also mentioned it, Credly is an important part. I own more than 250 Credly badges, so official certifications from different vendors. Most of them don't require trainings to take the different certification exams. There are a lot of AI topics from different vendors. Most of the time, I did not attend any trainings for especially the NVIDIA certification because that is part of my job. I'm one of those infrastructure guys that Marco is also mentioning. Some NVIDIA certifications are required for some other vendor co-skilled badges. For example, there are Dell vendor badges, so Dell exams that require the infrastructure associate exam from NVIDIA to get those co-skilled badges. And as well as, for example, NetApp, who has the same requirement, the NVIDIA associate infrastructure badge is required to receive their credits. So certifications are important for customers to get the right people for the right job. And I always recommend customers to check that the person that is going to come to do the job within the Credly transcript. So from a customer perspective, it is super easy to check within Credly, the transcript option, if this person has this kind of certification. And AI infrastructure is base knowledge for the future, as well as NVIDIA certifications. Then you're going to prove for it and prepare for it. You can do it with field experience. You can do it inside some of those trainings that are offered through NVIDIA. But most of the time, from my personal perspective, it is field experience, training on the job. And with NVIDIA certifications, you are definitely on the right track. So it is a huge investment into your career. And yeah, my topics or my tips for getting those certifications: get calmed down, get a secure place. So don't schedule it for the beach. I did not even get some certification at beaches or something like that. Just breathe normally. It is some kind of pressure situation, I know. And even after more than 250 different exams, I'm still struggling when scheduling those exams, and the exam's going to start. But most of the time, just it is a mindset. Think it is, you can do it. You just need to prove it. And with NVIDIA, you're on the right track. That's my 5 cents. Back to Marco.
Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate that. Yes, I would just want to reiterate. So we have recommended training for each of our certifications. We don't mandate or require that you take the training. It just depends on what level of background you're coming to try the exam. So if you're a person like Mark, who has many years of field experience and has the knowledge acquired through on-job training and such, you don't have to take the training. If you're coming at this from a completely new perspective, then we have the training to help you on your journey. So thank you, Mark, for that. Really appreciate it. And yes, totally identify every exam is always stressful, and we try to make it as seamless as possible for you. Great. I'm going to pass it back to Aisha. Aisha, over to you to talk about the developer certifications.
Awesome. Let's talk about developer certifications. All right. So currently we have 3 developer certifications. We have 3 exams. We're developing more. These are the 3 that we have available. And so within our associate exams, we have 2 Gen AI exams, one for large language model and one for multimodal. And we also have a professional level exam, and that's the accelerated data science. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the Gen AI LLMs first. Perfect. All right, so this is an associate certification. Because this is an associate certification, this is an entry-level credential that validates your foundational concepts for developing, integrating, and maintaining AI-driven applications using, of course, Gen AI and LLMs. And so these are different audiences we had in mind when we developed this exam. So this exam is target developer, DevOps engineers, software engineers, solution architects, data scientists, Gen AI and LLM specialists. So what I like to say is if you don't see your title in this list, I wouldn't let that discourage you. The main thing to focus on is about the certification, right? The description. Are you developing, are you integrating, are you maintaining AI solutions, AI applications using Gen AI and LLMs? Then this is the exam for you. All right. And so on the right-hand corner, you'll see a pie chart of our different topics that we cover in this exam. So this is essentially the blueprint of the exam. So you'll see that there are 5 different topics, and it gives you the weight of the exam. What this means is that each exam is mapped to this topic. And so each exam question is mapped to this topic. And so 30% of the exam is core machine learning and AI knowledge. And then the next biggest is software development at 24%, experimentation at 22%, data analysis and visualization at 14%, and then we also have trustworthy AI at 10%. And so Marco and Mark already emphasized this, but I'll say it just one last time. We also have recommended training. And so the main thing is, when you look at the prerequisites, do you already have the skills or the experience to see if you're ready for the exam? If you're not, then we have this recommended training for you to help with your journey. Again, this is all optional. So for these courses, we have some that are instructor-led and then some that are self-paced. So just, and not all of them have these 2 modalities, just some of them. And so you kind of just want to see your favorite options. And then the most important part I want to emphasize as well is the free study guide. Again, this is really, really important. Please make sure to download it. It's free. Within that study guide, we have resources. And so readings that we recommend that you read. Hint, some of our questions are from those recommended reading. And so would really, really love for you to take advantage of that. All right, so that's our Gen AI LLMs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next exam, which is Generative AI Multimodal. So similar to the LLMs, this is also an associate exam. So this is an entry-level credential. Again, validating your foundational skills in designing, integrating, implementing AI applications and AI systems. But now you're synthesizing different data, right? So multimodal data, different data across text, images, and audio. And so we have similar audiences. Again, if you don't see your title, don't let that discourage you. You want to really take a look at what the certification is covering. And same with our LLM exam. Here are the different topics the exam covers. They are similar in topics, but they are not the same questions, right? You might see some similarity in questions if it's the same topic, but they do differentiate. So the difference between multimodal and LLMs is now you'll see performance optimization as a topic, as well as multimodal data. So multimodal data is 15% of the exam. Performance optimization is at 10%. And then there's less questions regarding trustworthy AI at 5%. Again, these are the courses that we recommend, not mandatory, not required. And then we also have, of course, a free study guide for this exam as well. All right, so now let's jump into our last exam. So we have the Professional Accelerated Data Science exam. So this is our newest developer certification, so very exciting. This is also a professional level exam, so now we are one level up. And so this is an intermediate level credential that validates your proficiency now, right? Not your foundational concept, but your proficiency in using GPU accelerated tools and libraries for your data science workflows. These are the different audiences that we had in mind when we developed this exam. So your data scientists, your data engineers, data analysts. So you can see the different audiences we have on the slide here. All right, and then for this, we have the topics again on the right-hand side. So you'll see ML operations, data analysis, data manipulation and software literacy, data preparation, GPU and cloud computing, and machine learning as the different topics you'll see in this exam. For this, we have 2 recommended courses. Some have a self-paced version, and then some have instructor-led only. And again, we have that free study guide. I keep emphasizing it because it's free. Please use it. Please take advantage of it. It has a lot of great instructions and materials to help you with the exam. All right, so that is all of our developer certifications. Again, we are developing more, so please make sure that you are subscribed to our newsletter or LinkedIn page if you want to learn about any future exams that we launch. All right, thank you. Back to you, Marco.
Great. Thank you, Isha. Okay, let's move over to Amlan, who's a senior AI specialist at Deloitte. Amlan, from your perspective at Deloitte, why are certifications important for enterprise teams? Why do managers invest in certifying their teams, and in particular, why choose NVIDIA?
Thanks for pointing the right questions, Marco. So yes, definitely, like Deloitte being a strong partner of NVIDIA, we kind of encourage our practitioners to be equipped with the NVIDIA AI pathways specifically. Yes, why NVIDIA, right? Because we all know, right? It's all about chips and AI, right? As we scale production pipelines, as we work with heavy AI workloads, right? So GPUs are necessary, and the software stack that goes along with that, right? From NVIDIA plays a huge role in our projects. So we need practitioners who have these kind of skill sets. It's like, combination of infrastructure plus production AI, and of course, your core data science skills with generative AI knowledge. So, so 2 things, right, I would like to talk about is one on the upskilling front, right? So the certifications define, a set of pathway, like, okay, you can go through these courses. Now there are people who kind of, are very new to the whole, NVIDIA AI track, right? So for them, if we give them a goal, you have to, kind of tend to the certification, grab this badge, so they follow this specific pathway, and it helps in upskilling them. So that is one side of things where they get to learn DLI recommended courses, or in fact, the necessary prereqs that are required for, to kind of complete the certification. So that is one side of things. Second is, like we need people who already kind of are familiar with this knowledge, and a badge helps us. So when our resource managers kind of look for people to hire in a project, they kind of see, right, okay, if they have this NVIDIA AI badge, NVIDIA certification badge for LLMs, that helps a lot because we have a lot of generative AI projects, and all of them, most of them require GPUs definitely to play around with LLMs, productionize them. So yes, the badge helps a lot if it is mentioned on their like their profile. And moreover, when we are hiring people from outside Deloitte, if we see the necessary credentials are already present in their resume, the Credly badge link is provided. That helps in kind of reducing the amount of effort and investment that is put into shortlisting and screening a profile for our interviews, because in a month we kind of deal with around 1,000 interviews, and it's very challenging. So this helps us a lot. So yeah, that would be me, Mark, and I hope that kind of answered all your queries that you had. So yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Amlan. Really appreciate your perspective there and the value that our certification program brings to Deloitte. Okay. Let's move over to our AI infrastructure certifications, and I'll hand it over to Gary, who will provide us some detail regarding how to prep and what materials you have available for that. Gary, over to you.
Thanks, Marco. On the AI infrastructure certifications, there are 4 of them to choose from. Like the other programs, we have 2 levels here. So there's kind of an associate level and a professional level. And we'll start out with the associate exam here, the AI infrastructure and operations exam. This one, you may have known of it as AI in the data center. This was our first certification, and since then it's been revised and updated, and it matches a course of the same name. So there's a single self-paced course that you can take to prepare for this exam. So who this is for is those folks who are on the infrastructure side of the house and are maybe new to their journey with NVIDIA. And so this is for data center technicians and operators, DevOps engineers, IT folks, and generally it's system administrators, solution architects. So a good place to start with NVIDIA certification is here with this AI-IO. That's the acronym AI-IO for this certification. 3 sections to the exam. There's some core AI knowledge, which is basically what's the difference between CPUs and GPUs, differentiating between ML and DL and AI, and then discussing the various use cases that are driving AI adoption. Then there's the other 2 sections, infrastructure and operations, infrastructure being the larger one that talks a little bit about hardware requirements for AI data centers, GPU infrastructures and use cases, and then sort of key components of clusters, a little bit of networking in there as well. And then finally, the operations section, which is just a small 5th part of the exam. As I mentioned, these exams are about 50 questions. So when we say that there's 10% of the exam is a given section, that would be 5 questions, just so you get an idea for that. And then the operations section, being the smaller section, is mostly about management, monitoring, job scheduling, that sort of thing. So highly recommend the study guide. It goes into vast detail about each of these sections. As Mark mentioned earlier, the training is all optional, but this is one of those exams where you can get a fairly short course to prepare for it, and it's a good way to start on your infrastructure journey. The next exam steps up quite a bit into infrastructure. This is a professional level exam, so we would expect these people to have a couple of years of experience. On the infrastructure side, this is professionals who are involved in setting up data centers for AI architecture, AI workloads. So these are data center administrators and solution architects again, but with a vast amount of experience. Going into these 4 sections, physical layer management is the biggest section, and the physical layer management section is sort of focused on configuring and managing Bluefield and networking platforms, configuring MIG, and installing all the stuff that would go into an AI data center. So That's the physical layer. System and server is about a third of the exam, bringing up all the hardware and software and validating that it's working. There's a smaller networking section. We'll talk about the networking exam, which comes up next. So that's just understanding AI topologies, and then troubleshooting, optimizing, like understanding when there's faults in the hardware system and GPUs, power supplies, that sort of thing. Again, free study guide. There's a couple of courses here that are recommended. There's a 1-week instructor-led professional course that you can get. And then we also recommend the AI IO fundamentals course as kind of a prep. So that's the infrastructure professional exam. The next one is the operations exam. So these are the people that are inheriting those systems that have been just set up now, and they're operating them. So again, a professional level certification. We expect you to have some experience here. These exams are not easy. They're 90 minutes. That's probably going to be 70 to 75 questions. And so they're much more intense than the associate level certifications. This exam, again, also 4 sections. There is a admin section, which is really focused more on Fleet and Slurm and Run AI, configuring MIG. And then there's install and deploy sort of questions that go into Base Command Manager, and deploying Cloud VMI, deploying Kubernetes and that sort of thing. So the operations exam is one of our harder exams. Both the operations and the infrastructure exam both came out, actually networking as well. They've all been recently released within this year, so about 5 months, 6 months ago. So we encourage you to get these certifications to be one of the first probably 100 people to be certified as an AI professional through NVIDIA. The last exam I'll talk about is the networking exam. This exam, there was an InfiniBand specific exam. This exam has now been revised to include SpectrumX. So there are 3 sections to this exam. The AI networking architecture is generally understanding AI topologies and NVLink. And then the 2 sections specific to those technologies, SpectrumX through Ethernet and then InfiniBand, you will have sort of 4 subsections to those: security, configuration, optimization, and troubleshooting. So there's a lot of detail in the study guide. So Aisha and I keep banging the drum on the study guide. You can get those for free up on the NVIDIA site. Just go to each of the certifications and scroll down till you find the study guide. And as she mentioned, there are additional readings. The courses are listed there, and they're broken down by each section. So a great way to prepare for these exams, if you can't go to the training, is to use the study guide. And the networking is the last one among those 4 infrastructure exams. So Mark, I'll hand it back to you.
Great, thank you, Gary. All right, our last speaker, Ernest Namdar, who is a ambassador for NVIDIA, a PhD professor at the University of Toronto, as I mentioned earlier. Ernest, as an educator, can you speak, please, to why certification is important for students and early career professionals? Also, how does it help them stand out and land that first job?
Absolutely. Coming from a background in IT and computer engineering, I've seen how certifications like Microsoft's MCSE and Cisco's CCIE were once considered career defining. As AI began reshaping the tech landscape in 2017, I was waiting for a structured certification path that could do the same for AI professionals. NVIDIA, with its unmatched leadership across AI infrastructure, research, and deployment, is uniquely positioned to offer such a pathway. That's why I myself was excited to take the certification exams at GTC 2025. The environment was inspiring, and each day began with sessions led by Gary, yourself, Marco, and Aisha, who emphasized how these certifications help distinguish candidates, especially in competitive hiring scenarios. For instance, when 2 professionals have similar experience, an NVIDIA certification can provide that extra edge. My experience taking the exams was seamless and rewarding. I completed 4 certifications: accelerated data science, generative AI multimodal, generative AI LLMs, and AI infrastructure and operations. These not only validated my skills, but also deepened my knowledge across a wide range of domains. And I truly believe their value will continue to grow. I know your question was specifically about students and early career professionals. So I shared my personal experience because I began that journey first as an early career professional and then as a PhD student. If not the top, one of the top challenges for students and early career professionals is to navigate the learning. You go on platforms that offer AI-related courses and you feel lost. You will see tons of topics, significant overlaps, sometimes outdated content. And because you're new, you have no idea how to handle it. In contrast, NVIDIA certifications provide a detailed guide for the requirements. It's sort of giving you an excellent big picture to navigate your learning. Another point is the value for academia. University-level courses have to be high-level and general, but research and professional work, as you know, are hands-on. Show me one student who did not take any course outside the university just because they felt confident with what they learned in their classes. I think we all agree that hands-on and practical AI experience is a must. And again, NVIDIA certifications are great ways to show you have that. The last point I would like to highlight is that the certifications are designed to have different tiers, including associate and professional levels, as you all mentioned. This is unique and allows the students to go as far as they need. For example, if you work in a non-AI field and you need basic AI knowledge to apply AI to your research, you can just prepare for the associate level. So my advice is simple: whether want to continue in academia or go to industry, just take the exams. They help solidify technical foundations, demonstrate initiative, and show alignment with industry-leading practices. NVIDIA's certifications are accessible, respected, and quickly becoming a benchmark for credibility in AI. Back to you, Marco.
Thank you very much, Ernest. Really appreciate your perspective and advice there for students and newcomers to our certification program. Okay, and with that, I'd like to thank you all for staying until the end. Just final call to action here, if you will. All the information that was covered in detail here by Aisha and Gary, that's all on our website. So if you go to nvidia.com/certification, that's our certification landing page, and you'll be able to find all the details of how to attempt one of these exams that was shared with you today. Also, keep in mind that we have up-and-coming releases and new exams being launched on a constant basis. So highly recommend you keep coming back to see those new offerings. We will have a webinar promotional code at the end. So if you stay until after the Q&A session that's coming up, we will provide you with a discount for one of our exams. Also, I wanted to mention our Certification Champions program. Our exams rather, are built with external SME assistance. So if you consider yourself to be a professional in the field, if you have experience and you would like to participate in building our exams, in being part of beta exams, which really allow you to be one of the first people certified in a particular domain, please feel free to reach out to us. We have a link for you to follow on our certification landing page as well, if you would like to contribute in that way. So next upcoming is our Q&A session, where we will take your live questions. Okay, we will now go into a live Q&A and answer some of the questions that have been coming through in the chat. Thank you all for participating and sending those questions over. Just want to remind everyone that we do have a webinar promotional code, which we will provide to you at the end of the session. So hopefully you will stick around for that. The promotional code will give you 50% off any NVIDIA exam, and it will be valid until July 3rd of this year, 2025. It is a single-use only code, and once you register for the exam, you'll have 60 days to prepare and then take the exam itself. Okay, with that, let's cover some of the questions that came in as we were talking. So the first one is, are there certifications for specific roles? For example, data analysts, project managers, sales professionals, etc. So our certifications are designed to be as broad as possible. So we focus on specific domains as opposed to particular roles. So it's a question of understanding what knowledge and skill set you need to perform your job before deciding which exam to attempt. So hopefully that's clear. We don't have exams that are based on products. We don't have exams that are based explicitly on a particular role. We want to have as many people as possible achieve the skill sets for the particular domain that we're testing for. Okay, the next question is, are the exams available in multiple time zones or languages? Gary, could you talk to this one, please?
Yeah, our exams are available worldwide. So they're available in every time zone. They are remotely proctored. So you can take the exam at your desk, in your time zone, at your time. And as far as languages go, the exams are available in English and simplified Chinese at this time. We will be adding additional languages over time, but currently just English and Chinese.
Thank you. And then as a follow-on to that, are there any physical certification centers?
There are not. We only offer exams through remote proctoring on the Certiverse platform and at select events. So for instance, we were just at GTC Paris. So if you are able to come to one of our NVIDIA events, you can avail yourself of an exam at the event as well. So that would be the only physical test centers at our events.
Perfect, thank you. Aisha, I think I'll send the next one to you. Can we take exams on weekends?
Yes, you absolutely can. Exams are available any day of the week, 7 days a week, and they're remotely proctored.
Perfect. And then follow on from that also to you, what's the format of our exams? Is it multiple choice? Do we have coding exercises, etc.?
Great question. So all of our exams for both associate and professionals are currently all multiple choice questions. We are looking to offer performance-based testing in the future, but as of now, everything is multiple choice.
Gary, perhaps you can take this one. What is the passing score or grade for the exams?
They're a little bit different for every exam. So every exam is tested and it has a slightly different cut score. Our exams are issued as a pass-fail, but I will mention that every exam comes with a score report. So when you finish the exam, you'll get a score report that tells you how you performed on every section of the exam. And for those sections that you underperformed on, of course, you can use that to go study for your next attempt. And also I'll mention that there's a 14-day waiting period between attempts for all of our exams. So if you fail exam, you'll have to wait 2 weeks. Use that time to study and get ready for your next attempt.
Awesome. And perhaps you could also talk to this one. Are there any practice exams and sample questions available?
The study guides have some sample questions here and there, but practice exams are not available yet. Those are coming this year. Probably toward the end of the year, we will have practice exams available, which will be in the same format and on the same platform. So you'll see the same kind of score report. But we're working on those now. Unfortunately, they're not ready yet. But check back with us toward the later half of the year.
Perfect. Thanks. Aisha, how long do we have access to the exam once we've registered for it?
So when you register for the exam, you can select a day and time that you like to take it. You can schedule up to 60 days out when you register for the exam.
Perfect. And another very common question is, are there any available discounts and promotions?
Yes, because you've joined us today, we're actually going to give you a promo code that will give you 50% off any of the NVIDIA certifications. And this this code is only valid until July 3rd, so you must register by then. It's single use. However, once you register, again, you have up to 60 days to register for the date and prepare for that exam.
Perfect. Thank you. I think this one would be great for Mark to answer. Mark, how do employers in the industry perceive NVIDIA certifications? Looks like Mark may have dropped. And I think this was covered, during the speaker session. So obviously, NVIDIA certifications are considered very valuable for folks that are looking to upskill themselves in AI and looking for a job in our field. So yeah, definitely worth it for you to consider getting trained if you don't have the experience, and then getting certified to use that as a trust factor when you apply for open positions. Okay, what is the ROI value of getting certified? I think that's also in line with that. We were going to ask Mark also to talk about that one, but it seems like he's dropped off for some reason. So let's move on to the next one here. How often are certifications updated to reflect the latest advancements in AI and GPU technologies? Gary, can you talk to this one a little bit, perhaps?
Yeah, they're very frequently updated. Because we change our item pools almost every day. So I would say that on an annual basis, the majority of the questions on an exam are refreshed because things are changing so fast. The study guide will point you to those areas that have changed, but we are refreshing the exams every quarter. And over the course of about 12 to 18 months, the entire item pool has been refreshed, so it's a new exam.
Perfect. Thank you. Okie doke. The next one here, I think we're going to give this one to Ernest. Ernest, is there a way for professors to teach the preparation materials for some of our exams?
Yes, there are two paths. The main one is the University Ambassador Program, which enables qualified educators to teach NVIDIA courses to students for free. The content there is maintained by the Deep Learning Institute, or DLI. Therefore, any update is applied through DLI. I should mention that the students get certified for those individual preparation courses too. Of course, if they complete the coding assignments and the quizzes. Also, there is the Certified Instructor Program that enables qualified instructors to teach the workshops as a service. The second path is NVIDIA DLI Teaching Kits, which provides a more flexible context, including downloadable teaching materials and online courses to provide foundation and understanding and building hands-on expertise. This is great for designing courses, assignments, term projects, etc.
Perfect. Thank you, Ernest. Yeah, for you folks in academia, there's definitely a way for you to become NVIDIA ambassadors. So be sure to reach out to us if that's something of interest. We also have partnerships with training partners to deliver our courses to the enterprise market. So if that's something that's of interest to you, also please feel free to reach out to us. Okay. Aisha, I think this one would be great for you. Do you have to get one or both associate certifications before attempting professional data science cert?
There are no requirements to attempt or pass any of the associate exams before you can attempt the professional exam. And so my recommendation is to identify which level is appropriate for you. And you can certainly start your certification journey either at associate or professional level. So you don't need to pass any of our associate exams to attempt the professional.
Perfect. And then follow on to that, are you planning to design an associate level data science certification for developers?
We are planning on developing that exam. So it's under development right now. We're looking to publish it end of the year or early next year. My recommendation, is to be part of the NVIDIA training and certification newsletter so that you're first to know once that exam is published and available.
Okay, the next one is, what is the difference between course certificates and NVIDIA certifications? I think I'll take this one. So a course certificate basically allows you to prove that you attended that particular training. It's provided as a means to showcase that you attended the course. The courses, obviously, most of them have quiz questions and some of them have coding exercises. So, you know, it's obviously a way for folks that aren't familiar with a certain topic to learn about that topic. And so the certificate is just a way of us confirming that you were present in the course. The certification is really a validation of your skill set. So it's an exam which you schedule on a specific date. You give yourself some time to prepare and study. Not necessarily all the questions from our exams are in the courses. Some of the questions are based on experience and work that you do in the field. So think of the certification as a validation or recognition of your skill sets by having passed the particular exam. Hopefully that's clear for you all, the difference there between a course certificate and a certification. Okay, Gary, maybe you can take a stab at this one. If we earn a certification from NVIDIA, does it improve or slightly increase our chances of getting hired or considered for a role at NVIDIA?
I can confidently say yes to that question. It will definitely improve your chances. Our recruiters are well aware of our credentials and have used them to help them make hiring decisions and recruitment decisions. I would suggest that the professional level certifications are of great value to NVIDIA and to NVIDIA partners too. There's a huge ecosystem of partners who sell and deploy NVIDIA hardware and software, so it'll be very valuable to them as well.
Thank you. And can you speak, I think this is a similar question that we had before, but what is the passing requirement for these exams?
Yeah, as I mentioned, it differs between exams. So the cut score is not published, but because it changes frequently and it's different for every exam. So you will get a pass fail, but you will also get a score report. So the passing requirement is anywhere between 60 and 80%, somewhere in there, depending on which exam it is and how it tested psychometrically during our beta tests. So can't really answer that question specifically because it's not the same for every exam.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, Aisha, I think this is in your wheelhouse. What is the difference between the Gen AI exam, and which I'm assuming is the Gen AI LLM exam, and the multimodal exam? I have the Gen AI exam certification already. So this is someone that's taken I assume the LLM exam and is wondering what the difference is to the multimodal.
So they're both associate exams, so the level is similar. However, the multimodal exam focuses on interpreting and synthesizing different types of data, right? So we're looking at text data, audio data, visual data. So versus the Gen AI LLM focuses on large language models, and so developing AI applications through LLM.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, we have about 5 minutes left. I think we'll take the last one here. There's a couple more. Gary, I think back to the whole localization topic, we have another question here. Do you have any plans to have this certification in other languages, for example, Portuguese? Given it's only in English, it limits the population that can take these exams. So perhaps you can talk a little bit about accommodations and such.
Yeah, that's right. So we do have plans to localize exams in other languages. I can't speak to when Brazilian Portuguese will be available for which exam. It's all based on regions and popularity within those regions. So I would say Brazilian Portuguese is pretty far away. So in the meantime, if you're taking an exam that is not in your local language, you can request accommodations, which will give you more time to take the exam. So if you're taking the exam in Brazil, for instance, once you register for the exam in the platform, at that point, you would request an accommodation to add more time to the exam. So it would go from 60 minutes to, say, 90 minutes. So that's what I would recommend for those exams that you're taking not in your local language.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, we have another question here about the cost. So how much is one certification? I can take that one. So our exams vary in price. Our associate exams are $125. Our developer professional exam is $200, and the infrastructure professional level exams are $400. Just want to note that if you work for a partner company, that we can, figure out a discount for you. So for all of those in the audience that belong to our partner community, there are some promotions going. Okay, I think that is going to be a wrap. Thank you very much for sticking with us and staying until the end. We will provide the promotional code for you in the chat window. Just waiting to see if that can show up. Otherwise, we will be sure to send that to you in a communication after the webinar has closed. So again, please, if there's any information that wasn't clear during the webinar, we urge you to please go to our website, nvidia.com/certification. Everything that was spoken about here has been clearly laid out for you on the web pages of each of the exams. So things like duration, cost for the individual exams, the number of questions and all that, that's all there, including the preparation material that we recommend, the study guides, all of that is there. So nvidia.com/certification. Please feel free to reach out to us at any time. eduscert@nvidia.com is an email that you can use to reach out to us. And we would like to thank you all for participating in the webinar. And I'm just trying to see if my team can get the webinar promotional code for you going. Let's see if I can find that real quick before we close. Okay, I've got it here. So, all right, folks, seems like I have not the ability to send the webinar promo code for you, so we will send out a communication via email with that promotional code for you. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have a question that has been sent here. Hopefully everyone can see that. I'll spell it out for you anyway. Webinar June 2550, all capital letters. So webinar June 2550. So the numerical 2550 at the end there. There we go. I think everyone can see it now. So please do take advantage of that. Until July 3rd, you get 50% discount off any of our exams. So we highly encourage that you give those a try. You will have 60 days after registering for the exam to actually schedule it. So you will have time to prepare. So do take advantage of this to get that 50% off any of our exams. And with that, thank you very much, Gary, Aisha, Ernest, and all of our speakers that were part of the webinar. And we'll close and catch you all on the next one. Thank you.